Buying a KTM 390 Duke after owning big bikes was unexpected and seen as a bit of a downgrade by many. However, I had my reasons for making such a drastic change, and I mentioned a few of them when I bought the bike, including needing a change, wanting to experience the ever-growing 400cc class, the affordability of owning a small bike, the fact that I could then own multiple bikes, and probably the main reason was for an experiment. I wanted to see if a popular bike like the 390 would get more views on YouTube, since that is my job after all. But after 8 months, it's time to take a look back to see if all those reasons were worth buying a 390 Duke for, or if it was just time wasted when I could have been doing breakneck speeds rather than grocery runs. The fact that the 390 would be so affordable definitely helped me justify my decision at the time. It has easily been the cheapest bike I've ever owned. In fact, the only things I've done to it are put some petrol in, which it doesn't take much of, or happen often, put some free air in the tires, lube the little chain, and supposedly paid for insurance, which is so little I don't even notice it. And that's it. That's all I've done in 8 months of riding it. Just like most bikers, I have always wanted to own more than one bike, and more specifically, a dirt bike. So by just downgrading my road bike a little bit, I could finally make that happen. Owning multiple bikes has been everything I'd hoped it would be. There's a bike for every mood and every occasion. I love going to the shops on my Duke and then being a hooligan at the track on my YZ, which means I'm usually more relaxed and safer on the road. But the truth is that if I didn't have a dirt bike alongside the Duke to give me the adrenaline rush I crave, I would definitely have sold the Duke. You're probably wondering how I haven't needed to service the Duke in 8 months, and that's simply because I haven't done many miles on it. I pretty much only ride it to grab groceries and film videos. I don't often go out just for fun, because it doesn't give me the adrenaline rush a big bike or the dirt bike can. I turn down breakfast runs and try to avoid the highway because it just isn't fun with about 80 horsepower too few. So that's the catch with backtracking to a smaller bike. If you came from a 125, this would feel next level. But knowing what I know, it's kind of a letdown. After a bit of a tough year, I basically fell out of love with motorcycles. So I decided that I needed to change things up a bit to fall back in love with motorcycles and to rediscover my passion for them. So I bought a dirt bike and a cheap road bike. Switching to a 400 has given me a bit of an identity crisis, because I never thought I'd go back to a little bike. But it is a great bike in all the ways I've mentioned countless times on YouTube, and definitely delivered on giving me a change. I'm not sure if I would do it again, but I think bikers with big displacement machines should have to ride a little bike for a month or two every 5 years or so, just so that they can fully appreciate their horsepower. To be honest, I always felt like I missed out on the 400cc experience, because I went straight from a 125 to a 600. Now, I'm definitely not complaining, but I did think it was about time that I got to see what all the hype was about. I can now safely say that I've been there, done that. I just didn't get the t-shirt for some reason. If you're passionate about bikes, it's satisfying to experience all the options. I've tried the sport version of a 300 with the Yamaha R3, and now I've tried the naked approach to them. And I would recommend any 400 over a 125 to beginner riders. Naked bikes are easily the most popular type of bike at the moment, and 400s are currently taking the world by storm as well. So I was curious to see if making videos with one of the most popular bikes around would get more views on YouTube. You're welcome to call me a sellout for trying this, but mostly I'm just curious, as it is my job. And I bet you're curious as well to some extent. But the truth is, the results are kind of inconclusive. However, here is what I've noticed. Just having the Duke in the thumbnail makes no difference to views. But making videos about the Duke, or just 300s in general, did seem to perform better than normal. But then again, not every time. Which does kind of make me happy. Because it seems that a good video about bikes is still more important than simply having a popular bike. And at least I now know that. But anyway, over the last 8 months, the Duke has ended up ticking off about 4.5 out of the 5 reasons that I bought it for in the first place. So overall, I think it has to be considered worth it. But let me know if you think it was worth me buying the 390, or let me know why you bought your bike down in the comments. And I'll see you on the next ride.